S&T has been focused on mining and minerals for 150 years. I've personally been teaching space mining and researching space mining since the late 1980s. NASA has commissioned a challenge called the Break the Ice Lunar Challenge to design a mine for water ice at the south pole of the moon. It's in a small crater that never sees sunlight. So Missouri S&T has put together a team of mining engineering students and faculty to see what we can come up with using the tried and true of mining here on Earth.
So what we are trying to do is basically use traditional machines. So our machine is going to be a surface miner, which pretty much looks really similar to what we use here on the Earth. One of those machines is actually referred to as a bucket wheel excavator, which actually has a pretty large drum with about 20 buckets mounted all around the periphery.
We are looking at an excavator system which is a more mature razor system. These next generation excavators will be digging regolith at two ends of a drum. If they're looking sideways, the drums are going like this.
So if we look at the surface of the moon, we have got three distinct layers. The top layer is about 20 centimeters thick. It doesn't have any water at all. So we treat that layer as our overburdens. What it's going to do is basically go back and forth, scoop material, and then transfer it to a four-legged loader. We call it a walker. That walker is going to carry all the material from the pit, and then it is going to move it to the processing plant. The processing plant is going to process that regolith, and it is going to give us all the water we require. And then what we're going to do is basically move it to a launch station.
The ice product from the mill will be wrapped in a conductive jacket and then shot out of a rail gun. And it's basically electromagnetic pulses just pushing that jacket and shooting the ice particles to a catcher that's over at the landing site, which is our delivery point. And then, of course, it would be taken to wherever it needs to go for further manufacture into propellants and fuels for vehicles. The reason for all of this effort on the moon is that the moon has resources that we can use to support our exploration of the solar system and possibly even beyond that. If we try to launch everything we need from Earth, it's just like a gigantically expensive camping trip. Success of this team's effort for this challenge will be how much the economies of the entire planet expand and how many people move to the moon and eventually Mars and make their living there and see a path forward for their families and their children and grandchildren to actually have a future.